has been at your service. Our clients have told us their businesses have been booming, and we found out too. What are you doing about your business? Do you want more clients? Do you want more people to know about the services that you do provide? Do you have a luncheon coming? What about your premieres? Call MBC. Advertise your birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, church program, or request our coverage at your function. MBC, at your service 24/7. Call 832-887-6452 or call 281-888-9502. MBC, your favorite station, sharing African views.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing? We are here again. Yes, in your faces, people. We are here. Good morning, Houston. How are you doing this fine Saturday morning? I've especially loved the weather for about 2-3 days now. It's been pretty warm and really very embracing. We're hoping that you really indeed did have a good week. We hope that you fought a good fight this week, and we're hoping that you're really very, very set to have a splendid weekend. This is Dawn on MBC This Morning. My name is Oluwani Shala, and of course, as always on the show, we will be feeding you for now with trending issues and stories that have burst during the week that made the rounds, that have made you happy, made us happy, sad, or has been downright amusing. Once again, Oluwani Shala here, and Prof, as always, our in-house analyst, with me this morning on the show. Prof.
Good morning.
Good morning, Houston. Morning, Houston. So we will save you a lot of time, get right down to business. But before we do that, we will go for another commercial break. When we come back, we will start the show proper. Stay tuned.
In Houston, if we can dream it, we can do it. I'm Sylvester Turner. I went from here in Acres Home to University of Houston and Harvard because my teachers, pastor, and parents stood by me to make dreams a reality. That is why I am never afraid to dream of a better Houston for everyone. With job training, a living wage, community policing, a real partnership with our schools, even filling the potholes. This is Houston. If we can dream it, we can do it.
African Coalition Political Action Committee has endorsed Sylvester Turner for the Mayor of Houston 2015.
Welcome to Wazobia Market.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
Call Kayode Ajanaku, 9903 State Highway 6 South, Suite 600, Sugarland, Texas 77498. Telephone 713-776-3275.
All right, welcome back, Houston. Thank you for joining us. Oluwanishola is my name. This is Dawn on MBC. We are always on your screens at this hour between this time and 11 every Saturday morning, bringing you the best of information and, of course, entertainment. Of course, I introduced Prof earlier. If you're just joining us, he's here with me in our analyst, and he will be doing all of the analysis on all of our stories this morning that we have to share with you. All right, we're going to the home front, Nigeria, precisely where the president has dissociated himself from the social media bill. This happened last week. It was a very huge opera, and I'm happy that finally he's come out to say that, you know what, this is not my thing. I'm dismissing this. I'm disacknowledging this. This is not my turf. I am not in support of it. He says he's committed to free speech. He's made it clear to senators that he will not assent to the social media bill being pushed forward by the Senate. President Buhari made his position known through his senior special assistant on media and publicity, that's Shehu Garba, and he said the principle of the bill was really inconsistent with democratic ideals of free speech enshrined in the Nigerian constitution. He has said, no way, I am not going to be a part of this. Prof, are you happy?
Yes, I am happy because if you remember when we first brought this story up last week, I did say that, look, all I want to hear from, the only person I need to hear from is the president.
Is the president.
Because he has to assent to this. He has to sign it. And I think by Monday or Tuesday, I actually first saw this, and I actually wrote something on my Facebook page about it. And this is all I want to hear, because nothing becomes a law until it is signed by the president. And that is, if he was going to sign it, he would tell us. It happens here all the time. I always love it. Look, the American system is one that I always try to say Nigeria should emulate. Because look, the Republicans control Congress. If they are trying to pass a bill, President Obama will immediately say, it's like you're wasting your time because it's not, it comes to my desk, I'm going to, I'm going to tear it up. And it's good that the president came out early now
to talk about
it. I mean, maybe someone is monitoring me in Lagos because I did see that he was the only person I needed to listen to. I wasn't interested.
And he came through.
And he came through by Tuesday. So good job good job on the home front.
Good job on the home front. He also spoke during the week on why he can't reveal names of government officials returning loots. You were downright down and saying that, you know what, this thing is not even happening. If it is, we need to say it. So he's come out to say that, you know what, yes, these things are happening. He says that any attempt to reveal the names of former government officials that are returning looted funds may jeopardize, the keyword there, jeopardize others from returning their loots. He stated this while delivering his keynote address at the Anyam Osigwe lecture in Abuja. He said the CBN will reveal the names of the former government officials in due course. And I think I have faith that would happen at the end of the day.
Look, Nigerians...
CBN will reveal these names. We know of some notable Nigerians who have been picked up by the EFCC who are in custody now. We hear these numbers flying around, and I honestly have faith that it might not be like in our faces, because in the sequences in Nigeria, in Africa precisely, is this respects this person's name. I don't know what to call it.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say on this, and I said a little bit of it last week. At this stage of our lives as a country, I don't think there's the kind of games we should play. If monies are being returned, look, it's not about returning the money. It's about the punishment. Don't tell me that because someone returned, because someone has returned money, he's going to be punished. No, he's not. Look, I've said something. I think I said something to someone recently, and I said, change must be corrective. We can't say we have change and we're not making corrections. And corrections in Nigeria is about punishing people that have done things wrong to the country.
And know that they have to pay a price for that.
Yeah, you don't tell me that you are returning money. Look, so I personally, and I'll say this again, I don't believe that anybody is returning money. I just think they're playing, it's a delaying tactic. Because why don't they tell, what's his name, the AIT...
Okay, Raymond Tokosi.
Why didn't they tell him to return money? Why are some people then being charged? And look, if they're going to release the name, I don't want a release of the name. I want them to also be arrested and charged. They can go free in court, but they must be charged. You don't take people's money, and because you return it, all of a sudden you're not a thief. I don't think this government should play this kind of game with us. I think Nigeria is too mature at 55, which happens to also be my age. I mean, I don't think that, you can start fooling people at 55.
All right. That being said, we'd like to have your take on this as well. What are your thoughts about this? Please reach us. You can tweet at us at MBC TV Houston. You can call our studio lines as well. We'd really like to hear from you. And now, while we wait for that, we will be coming back here, Oklahoma precisely. During the week, I think 2-3 days ago, there was this ex-police officer who was accused of sexually assaulting more than a dozen women. Yes, he has been found guilty. So much happened. I saw videos of the victims who were able to come out. Some were not. Some, about 2 or 3, were able to come out to relay what happened between them and this police officer. One of the victims recounted being raped while handcuffed to a hospital bed. Another tells reporters that she feared for her life when he pulled her over last year and forced her to perform a sex act on him. She says that, in my mind, all I could think of was he was going to shoot me, he was going to kill me. And you're hearing one of them talk. I could sense that she found it hard to even compose the words. There was so much ache and torment in her tone.
Look, this is one of those crimes that you look at and say, what got into him?
I don't understand. The funny thing about this, you can see his face, he's crying. He was crying as the verdict was read. And then there was this line from a lawyer who says that while he was walking into the dock, he was telling his family members that he didn't do it.
Well, look, almost all criminals always say, I didn't do it. So that's normal. I mean, look, if we have to always listen to I didn't do it, nobody will be in jail. I think 90% of the people in jail always say, I didn't do it. But here is a case of a man that obviously is sick. I mean, this is what you really call preying on people, because what he did was that when he pulls you over or arrests you, he checks your record. So the most vulnerable are those that he knows they don't want to go back to jail, maybe because there's a warrant out or something. Then he really preys on them. I mean, that is sick. But look, one thing is sure. I mean, Oklahoma is a neighboring state to us. This man is going to go away for a long time.
A very long time. Actually, the jury reached a verdict in the case of this officer accused of raping and sexually assaulting 13 women while on duty. He was found guilty on 18 of 36 counts, including 4 counts of rape in the first degree. And we hear the sentencing is set for January. He could face life in prison, and this verdict was actually delivered on his 29th birthday. Some people sang for him. Some of his victims sang for him. Some were praying for him, and
it's good for him because
you're supposed to be protecting me.
Yeah, I mean, when they say you're convicted of 4 counts of was it aggravated?
Aggravated,
and that means because he had a gun on him. Even though he doesn't have to point the gun at them,
but they know
the fact that he had a gun on him, he had a position of a police officer and all that. That is all considered aggravated assault. I mean, he's got, look, there's no doubt he's probably not going to see the outside of four walls anymore.
I mean,
at 29, he's a young man, but look, he was a silly young man that I mean, this is
degenerate.
I mean, he had to. There's something wrong in his thinking that he thought this was something he could do. For how long?
When he was crying and swaying from side to side and sobbing, I found it amusing. I found it conflicting. I'm like, why are you crying?
Well, no, look. He would cry because he's been caught and he's been punished. Anybody that's been punished normally has some kind of sorrow attached to it and all that. That's normal. But look, he's going away for a long time. And we wish him the best.
Ooh, okay. That being said as well, we're moving to South Africa, where Oscar Pistorius, he was in the news last week, found guilty eventually, but we hear he's been granted bail on about 10,000 rands. His case has been adjourned, and sentencing we hear is set for April 18th, 2016. He's been granted bail, and he's been restricted, and I don't know.
Again, this is a story that I'm not going to use the word confusing, but it's not clear.
Not at all.
It's not clear what the system wants from him.
I don't understand it either.
I mean, I
honestly can go out. He's in house arrest. He's guilty. He is not.
If they want to throw him in jail and throw away the key, that's fine by me. I think the normal person thinks he committed the crime, that he knew who was there, which is why they throw out the first judgment because the judge said, "Look, you're shooting at someone. You're shooting at someone that was locked up in the bathroom. You are shooting to kill. You knew
if you didn't want it, would that being fair to say, okay, maybe you were defending yourself, but
the bottom line is that I don't understand how it works in South Africa, and so they'll solve their own problems on the long run. But this is a very, very confusing case.
It is. Yeah. All right, now going to the UK, some crummy news, some really very crummy news in this age. A Nigerian doctor and his nurse wife who enslaved a man for 25 years. 25 years, people, they were eventually jailed for 12 years. Now, Dr. Emmanuel Edet and his wife Anton on Monday, December the 7th precisely, was sentenced to 12 years in prison by the Metropolitan Police. Edet, who is 61, a phlebotomist, and Anton, who is 58, a senior nursing sister, both of Hemel Close, Perivale, were sentenced, among others, the inhumane treatment of Mark Enoch, who is now 40. This man was taken to the UK when he was just 13 years old. They told him when he was leaving that he was going to go to school. They would send him to school. But on getting to the UK, they made him their houseboy, quote and unquote, and he agreed, on the basis that he would be paid and then he would eventually go to school. Prof.
Look, I wish the Metropolitan Police could go to Nigeria.
And pick us.
Do they know the number of people that would go to jail in Nigeria?
But from 13 to 40 years.
I have friends that have been to their houses and I see 9-year-old kids at the age of their kids. Taking care of their 9-year-old is taking care of your own 9-year-old, and he or she is not going to any school. This is something we've turned into a culture. We have a group of people in our culture that is what we use them for. I mean, there's certain tribes now. I mean, it's even funny now. You're even finding northerners. I want to use the word sell because some uncle will be the one that brings the kid to your house.
Mostly girls,
and and they don't care what really happens to that kid
afterwards.
I mean, you have to be lucky to have a good I don't want to use the word owner, but it's almost like having a good owner that would eventually send you to a trade school or something to better yourself.
But you know what they claim?
Common in Nigeria.
It is common. They claim that they adopted him as a son, but in reality, they forbade him from eating in the same room as family members. He was not allowed to enter most of the rooms in the house unless it was clean, and they made him to sleep on a dirty piece of foam on the hallway floor. I think we have a call. Let's quickly take that before we go for a break. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, ma'am. I was just watching the program, the MBC TV program, and I was quite fascinated by the first two topics that were being addressed. Specifically, had to do with the money being returned by some government officials, as well as the issue of the new Senate supposed law that's being passed to actually quiet down the public. I feel very concerned about it, and I think I share the opinion of Patrick when he was saying something about his disgust about this particular issue. Unfortunately, Nigeria in they call it, quote, infancy. We are no longer in an infantile generation right now. So when you look at what is going on, the first issue to me is more or less like a distraction from these senators. Instead of actually focusing on issue that will benefit and work to actually correct what's going on in the country, they're introducing a law that has no significance. This particular issue is already being covered in our Constitution. Why they are using that now, it really baffles me. Not to dwell too much on that, that's my opinion. On the second one, if somebody steals a little bit of things in Lagos or any part of Nigeria, even though it's barbaric, people tie around their neck and burn them alive. And these senators and these horrible people are being protected by their names. I can't believe it. They need to be exposed, whether they return the money or not, so that people can know who they are.
I agree totally with you.
We didn't get your name, sir, though. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Adeboye Tuyo.
Adeboye, all right. Thank you.
And I find it very uncomfortable where when we discuss the question of Nigeria, everybody seems to close down on their tongue. We don't need to bite our tongue anymore in discussing issues that has already terrorized us for years. I was sharing an opinion with a friend of mine the other day. We talk about Boko Haram, they're terrorists, What do you call our senators and House Rep and all these people? They're terrorists in their own class. They're killing the country psychologically and slowly. And nobody's talking about those things. It's very disgusting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeboye. God bless you. We appreciate the call, and thank you once again for joining us on the show. All right. Have a very good Saturday. All right, we expect more of your calls and observations and contributions. 713-340-7514. We'll go for this break, but before we do, it is a very funny one. This video has gotten about 3 million views, very many thousands of likes from Floaters herself, the president's wife, Michelle Obama, spitting rhymes voraciously, rapping and moving and spitting bars and urging students to go to college. All right, so we want you to enjoy this video. When we come back, we have more stories to share with you.
What are you gonna do after high school?
I don't know, just hang out, I guess.
Hang out?
Your future is hazy, trying to figure it out. Asking why I'm here, so you question in doubt. It's your choice, so voice it. Whole world your oyster. Can't be dropping the ball when your future's nothing to toy with. Telescope and stay focused. Make a mark and get noticed. Get the degree, thermostat, help me out, floaters. If you wanna fly jets, you should go to college. Reach high and cash checks, fill your head with knowledge. If you wanna watch pain, don't go to college. But for everything else, you should go to college. You can study engineering. They be building robots, build bridges, commute. You can get your walk on, be a math major, hop a moon crater, be an astronaut, be up in the sky like a baby. Finances and science, but you still need a degree. Archaeology, astronomy, but not astrology. No.
Flotus on the track.
Southside Chicago, we all know we had to do overtime every night to make it tomorrow. And everyone can really make their dream true. Hey kid, listening in Michigan, that could be you.
But a dream is just a dream unless you go hard. Einstein put it in time, here's a flow chart. Naturally it won't happen magically, but you can change fantasy into reality so dramatically. If you wanna fight crime, you should go to college. If you wanna write rhymes, fill your head with knowledge. If you wanna stare at grass, don't go to college. But for everything else, you should go to college. Better make room! We coming! We're applying! That paper is not getting thrown in the garbage. You go to college.
From Floaters herself, the hashtag has been Floaters Bars, Floaters on the Beat. I found it really very gutsy and cheeky. Prof, can you do that? We should go to the studio sometime.
No, look.
I'm happy about Nigeria and the president.
Going to college, it shouldn't, I mean, to me personally, you know, look, this is America.
Yeah.
If you want to go to college, you go to college. There's enough money out there.
I think we're just trying to make it a make it seem like fun. Like, it's fun. You can do this.
Do you know how many people are already in college?
Hey, well,
no, I mean, look, I'm not saying that, look, that's what they want to do. It's something they want to advertise and all about it.
But it has of encouraging words and all. I found it really very funny, actually. But yeah, we're moving to some serious business, some advancements, some technological advancement. During the week, there was this discovery. Once again, I said it's an advancement. Male organ transplants are being planned to help wounded troops in the U.S., right here in the U.S. Now, within a year, maybe in just a few months, a young soldier with a horrific injury from a bomb blast in Afghanistan will have an operation that has never been performed in the United States, an organ transplant. I'm not going to use the other word, but you should know what I'm talking about. All right, so the organ will come from a deceased donor, and the surgeons from Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in Baltimore say they expect it to start working in a matter of months, developing urinary function, sensation, and eventually the ability to have sex.
Look, there's something I know, a little bit I know about medicine in the developed world or in an advanced world, is that there's nothing they will not try to make people live better. I mean, and that is all this is. I mean, yes, it's in Johns Hopkins, you know, in Baltimore, but also here in Houston, you know, we have all the medical research and all that. So one of the things I like about medicine really is that they try to keep you alive as best as they can. I mean, and look, if this works, I mean, can you imagine what that young soldier will be grateful for the rest of his life? I mean, so look, advancement is a great word, but you know, look, we cannot really quantify the feeling. I
feel it's a quantum leap as well.
I mean, I like the developing urinary function, sensation, and eventually the ability to have sex. I mean, look, it's great that they're actually trying something like this, because, you know, for a man to live and doesn't have all that sensation because of the sacrifices paid to serve his country.
For some men, he's almost as good as being dead.
Well, look, he's not. Look, and I want to say this. I mean, I actually was talking to my wife this morning. Something happened to me yesterday, which was really unique.
Okay.
I referee basketball at both the high school level and at the college level.
Okay.
But yesterday I did a high school game, and my partner, or one of my partners in a three-person crew, was an amputee. But he had his legs, and it was just great to see him work with all that. I mean, and that's what we talk about, this advancement. That's a society in which we live in. They try to make their best. He's living a normal life. He's living a normal life with just one leg, and he's doing everything. I mean, I have two legs. We're panting, we're sweating at the same time and all that. I mean, it was just great to see that, you know, that's just the way this society works.
All right, on that encouraging and beautiful note, we will be going over to Tanzania. They had their Independence Day during the week, and it was quite dissimilar from the usual. Now, instead of celebrating, they actually decided to sweep the whole country. On the 54th Independence Day, the new president, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, decided to tell his people, you know what, today we're just going to clean the environment. And the Tanzanians, they responded in their thousands. You can see pictures from what happened that day. He joined hundreds of residents in the main city, Dar es Salaam, to take part in the public cleanup operation. And he did his cleanup duties at the famous Ferry Fish Market near the State House. Also, the country's Vice President, Semaya Suluhu Hassan, tackled the famous Oyster Bay Beach. And the Prime Minister Majaliwa tackled Karioko. So I found this very, very refreshing, actually. Prof, something to say. When you have that look on your face, I can't even imagine what's going on in your head. Talk to me.
Well, look, I hope they don't make this a monthly thing.
I think
we have done
unusual, unlike, but good.
Look, if you take care of your environment on a daily basis, you don't need this.
You don't need anybody to tell you to do that.
Yeah, you don't need this big time cleaning. I mean, but look, if it's this once a year, they want to do that, that's fine. We have turned ours into
a monthly
thing. Look, and then, do they know the disruption of people's lives in Nigeria where we have our monthly environmental sanitation last Saturday
of every month? Yeah.
I mean, we have no value of time. That's the way I see it. I mean, for Nigeria to still be doing this, I mean, I think that's what has been in existence for 30 years.
Nigerians are generally lazy and they like to be pushed.
No. Look, we have it on Thursdays in Lagos.
Yeah.
You can't open a commercial
No, that's for the markets.
Yeah, look, we just don't have value of time. Look, that's why, look, these are some of the cultural things that makes a country poor. That you're taking a lot of money away from the system. Nobody can open a shop. I can't buy a tire for my car before 10 o'clock on a Thursday.
But these people won't do anything if they're not pushed to do it.
No, look, we have to have better ways. Look, it's really because we don't understand what time. Time is money.
Okay.
Time is money. I mean, we should have done away with this a long time ago.
But we're not talking Nigeria now. You know we're talking Tanzania.
Well, and I'm hoping Tanzania doesn't follow. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope they don't follow us.
Talk to us, people. Please talk to us. MBC TV Houston on Twitter. My handle is at Nishola01. Prof's handle is at PJ Osage. And you can also call. Please do call. Let's have your thoughts on this. Do you think, like I do, are you in the same boat with me? I found it unlike and I found it refreshing. But Prof is saying, you know what? I don't subscribe to this. But let's know and have your take on it. We will be going to Kogi back in Nigeria. Some cheering news there. Another feather to APC's cap. Yahya Bello was declared Kogi governor-elect during the week, and amidst all of that, his deputy, his purported deputy, said no, repelled and said no, I'm not doing this with you. I'm supposed to be the governor-elect, but I'm not going to run this race with you. He said that he's welcoming everybody in the party who has had their grievances heard before, but he just wants to move the state forward, and he's not interested in any side attractions. And also, if Mr. Falike wants to join his team, he's welcomed. Do you think Falike is fighting the good fight?
Here's what I'll say first of all. We find ourselves in something that is not written.
Okay.
The governor died before the election was concluded. So there's nothing written in the Constitution. It's never happened before. Now, if he had died
after
1 day after being sworn in,
then you would have automatically
Mr. Falike becomes the governor. But he died before the elections was conclusive. So nothing on the ground to show that this is what
is right and should have happened.
Now, Falike believes that if he was qualified to be the deputy, and if this man had died after being sworn in, I would be governor. So why am I not being moved up to governor? That's his own fight. So do I support him? No. All I can know from the little history, political history of Kogi, is that nobody in Kogi of the Yoruba side of Kogi state has ever been governor. So, and it looks as if that was what was played again here. But again, it's their politics. I mean, Kogi is a very small part of Nigeria. I mean, that's the politics they want to play. Good for them. I mean, Faleke was he is a member of the House of Reps. He's gone back to the House of Reps to
continue.
I'm not I can't be governor. I'm going back to my House of Reps, and you know, so he's moved on.
Anyway, so to some sports news this morning, guys. The sports minister, back also still in Nigeria, now paid an unscheduled visit to the Abuja Stadium. Prof, you just adjusted in your seat now. Yeah. All right, so he paid an unscheduled visit to Abuja Stadium and discovered some serious wastage, uncovered some untapped idle equipment in there. Minister of Sport Solomon Dalong paid an unscheduled visit to the Abuja Stadium earlier in the week, where he discovered equipment worth more than 270 million naira, imported 16 months ago. This had been lying unused in storage at the stadium. They were left in the cartons and cases, as you see on the screen, in which they were supplied by 3 different contractors a few years ago. And a check on the equipment showed that the warranty expired in 2 years. I'm sure that's almost over now after importation. And they've already spent about 16 months in the casing in storage. So is this hoarding or squandering?
No, this is, look, let me very, very blunt. This is the madness that happens in Nigeria. The moment I saw the equipment, you know, in another piece,
16 months. What did they get them for in the first place?
Here's the problem. We buy equipment that we have no use for. They are high performance treadmills used in medical sports research, really. You know, like I wrote in one of my pieces, which I normally kind of publish on my Facebook also, is that this is an equipment, or some of these equipments are some of the equipment you will find in a good cardiologist practice.
And
because, you know,
in the stadium?
No, we could have them, but we're not at that level yet.
Yes.
We don't even have a functional gym for exercise and conditioning. We don't have one of any kind of standards in Nigeria. You know, and then you now have one that is supposed to help people. Look, these equipments are for sports injuries, rehabilitation and all that. We have no use for it. Absolutely no use for it at this time of our sports development. You know, we will get there. But that is if, you know, and so when people buy equipment, and then, you know, they tell me it's about $1.5 million. I've been around this equipment. I've been in, you know, because I've worked in major universities. I've been part of their sports program also. So I know some of these equipments, $1.5 million.
Really?
They had better return the money and then let them not tell me their names. Yeah, that's really $1.5 million.
All right, moving over from that, Platini's hope was thwarted also during the week. It was really cast down. The Court of Arbitration for Sports, the highest ruling judicial body in sports, rejected former UEFA President Michel Platini's appeal to cancel the 90-day suspension placed upon him by the FIFA Ethics Committee. And now with this ruling, Michel Platini wouldn't be able to contest for the FIFA presidential election slated for February 2016 at the headquarters in Zurich. Platini, a France football legend, had hoped that the ban could be overturned by CAS after its documents proved that suspended FIFA President Sepp Blatter paid him millions of dollars, which were recorded officially in FIFA's books.
I guess if it was a Nigerian, he should have returned the money, and then we won't mention his name.
Going back to that
story. No, Platini again. Politics is politics. For whatever reason, politicians just never know when to back off. Look, it's over for Platini. Once that revelation came out, that he was paid money under the table, he was done. But he's going to try to fight this because this has become his only life. Football politics has become his only life. It's like, what do I do aside this?
Nothing else.
And you know, and that's really been the cause of politicians. You know, once they get into it, because of the power, the will, it's almost impossible for them to
get out or do anything else.
But I think he's going to keep fighting this, and I wish him the best of luck. But again,
so from that sad story for someone to a very, very, very good and encouraging one for Yaya Toure, who won the BBC's African Footballer of the Year award yesterday. Manchester City and Ivory Coast star player Yaya Toure won the BBC African Footballer of the Year award. He beat a competition from Yassine Brahimi, Pierre-Emerick and Andrea Yu, amongst others, to win the coveted award in London yesterday. He last won it in 2013 and has now become the only player to have won the award twice apart from JJ Okocha and Kano Nwankwo. World-class footballer, top dog in his right. You agree?
Yeah, good for him. I mean, look, I hopefully, if we don't have too many Nigerians playing at very high level, but we have one right now, Igalo. And, if he continues to play at the level in which he's playing now,
he will get there.
He will get there. I mean, hopefully next year, because, Yaya Toure really still the best African player in the English Premier League.
And also is Serena as well. She also just won the 4th WTA Player of the Year award for the 7th time. Very gutsy top flight athlete. The tennis champion has been voted WTA's Player of the Year for the 4th consecutive time and 7th overall. The awards were announced on Tuesday by the Women's Tennis Association, and Williams was ranked #1 throughout 2015, going 53-3 with WTA high-five titles, including 3 at major tournaments: Australian Open, precisely, French Open and Wimbledon. And her older sister Venus was also recognized as the Comeback Player of the Year.
Great sisters, doing something that, look, tennis is regarded as a country sport club. So for these ladies to come from the background which they came from, to play a sport, like I said, a country club sport, and do very well, not even just do very well, to dominate this sport, is a great thing, and something a lot of us have to emulate. I keep telling, I do give a few lectures here and there, or stories to people here and there. There's nothing wrong in supporting your kids to do sports. Everybody cannot be a doctor. I mean, if you have the physical attributes, it's like learning any other thing,
All right. So saying that, Prof, I think I don't know what it is Benzema's parents did about staying in your lane and doing whatever it is that you can to enjoy your money, work for your money, and own it and be proud of it. Now he was suspended by France over a blackmail case. If you've not heard about this, there's this hush money business trying to milk his fellow team member. His attorney says he's innocent of plot to extort money from teammates, but one of France's biggest soccer stars he looks set to miss the 2016 European Championships after he was suspended from national duty for his alleged involvement in a blackmail plot. Karim Benzema, who plays for Spanish giants Real Madrid, has been implicated in a scheme to blackmail fellow player Mathieu Valbuena. And now the French Football Federation, President Noël Le Graët, has taken a personal decision that Benzema is to be excluded and has informed coach as well, Didier Deschamps. So, you make enough money. Why would you pounce on whatever it is that you know about a fellow team player and use that as, I don't know, it's not a leverage or something?
I don't like the word blackmail.
You don't like that word?
It's a very, very dirty thing, to be blackmailed.
Okay.
And if that is, and I'm sure they've done enough investigation for them to punish him this way. For a footballer that is of national team standard, for you to miss playing for your country in the biggest event really in Europe, which is the Euro Cup next year.
Yeah.
That's a pretty harsh punishment. But I want to believe that the investigations were thorough. And that is
for them to have reached that conclusion.
But the word blackmail or the act of blackmail,
you don't like that,
is very, very bad.
Okay. So while we hold that and expect more of your tweets and calls, we will go for another musical break. When we come back, we have some funny, amusing, downright amusing news to share with you on Dawn on NBC this morning. Please stick around.
In Houston, if we can dream it, we can do it. I'm Sylvester Turner. I went from here in Acres Home to University of Houston and Harvard because my teachers, pastor, and parents stood by me to make dreams a reality. That is why I am never afraid to dream of a better Houston for everyone, with job training, a living wage, community policing, a real partnership with our schools, even filling the potholes. This is Houston. If we can dream it, we can do it.
African Coalition Political Action Committee has endorsed Sylvester Turner for the Mayor of Houston 2015.
Welcome to Wazobia Market.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
Call Kayode Ajanaku, 9903 State Highway 6 South, Suite 600, Sugarland, Texas 77498. Telephone 713-776-3275.
All right, Wages, I wish there for you, if you're going through that sort of thing, if you did listen to the lyrics of that song, you're going through some negative, some downright saddening time right now, just know that sometimes these spaces are created in your life just to add, just so that you can admit better things. I hope we hope that you enjoyed that piece. We have about 13 more minutes to go to take as much news as it is that we can. Some funny news, some really very amusing ones, but we will first take this from the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel. She has been named Times Magazine Person of the Year, 2015, Time Person of the Year. She becomes the fourth woman since 1927 to be named the magazine's Person of the Year. She beat Caitlyn Jenner, she beat ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, Bat Lives Matter activist as well, Travis Kalanick, Vladimir Putin, very many people, Donald Trump as well, who were all shortlisted for the coveted title, but she won it. So a forerunner, outstanding woman.
Yeah, good.
Amongst the very many achievements, Well,
yeah, good for her. I mean, but the only thing, I can really point to that she did this year, that obviously would have tremendous impact down the road in Germany, is her acceptance of the refugees, a whole load of refugees into Germany. This is, and I know, again, this title, Person of the Year, is all about the impact of that person to society and to the world. And there's no doubt the impact that the refugees coming into Germany would have is not a one-year thing. We're talking of 10, 15, 20 years. Because Germany, first of all, has one of the lowest birth rates. So they needed human bodies and young human bodies to fill that body. They need a working class people. So, you also have young men or young families that were obviously part of the refugee class and all that. But I use a but there in the sense that, the impact really will be felt down the road. We don't know what the real impact will be.
But for right now, 6, 8 years?
Yeah, it probably will more than 10 years. But for right now, she was able to take in, Germany has taken in more than, I think, close to 1 million refugees right now. That's a whole number. Look, the United States takes in 1 million legal immigrants every year. 1 million every year. And, that is a high number, though, but, it's still the United States. I mean, Germany is a population of, I don't know, 80 million or
not that much.
But it's good for her.
Okay.
And so all the, just to finish it, all the other people on the list, al-Baghdadi, I thought al-Baghdadi would win it because of the, I know people will say, why
him?
Well, we're talking about impact. He's had the most significant, or him and his group, ISIS, they've had the most significant impact on the world. On the world. And that is what this is usually about, you know, is who has the most impact.
All right, so to some amusing news and comic relief. One is very funny. So dogs in Nairobi have been banned from having sex in public. Yes, you heard me right. Dogs in Nairobi have been banned. There was this newspaper article I saw clipping on the internet. There it is. Having sex in, excuse me, where are they supposed to do it? Prof?
No, you look. We don't have street dogs here in America. Everybody has their dog at home, and they live in your compound. So I mean, I guess that's what they're trying to do. That please keep your dogs indoors. You know,
let them do that. Let them do their ish in there.
The headline, is that who's going to tell the dogs? Do dogs?
Who came up with it?
Do dogs buy newspapers? Do they read? And all that. But look, it's a very, very funny thing. I mean, it's one of those things. And look, the holiday periods are here. The Christmas is coming and all that. It's time to have a little bit of fun.
This is a good
story, but I think we should move on.
Yes, we should. So a rendezvous gone bad. A 91-year-old woman suffocated during a sex game with a married 49-year-old neighbor. I'm still smiling. She was believed to have suffocated during a sex game with a 49-year-old neighbor. The woman was found on her bed naked from her waist down next to a sex toy in Aveiro, 50 miles south of Portugal. A married dad of two living next door has been arrested after DNA analysis of semen was recovered from the scene, and he was released on bail after going before a judge who was told the autopsy results actually did show that she died from asphyxia. So it's not like it was that really happened, but Mama Koti Dagbani.
Look, let me further that in Yoruba. I mean, look.
No, but that man said that this woman has been really very active.
Look, she's still 91. For heaven's sake,
and she has a sex toy.
Yeah, look. I don't know I mean, and she has children, but look, and they're in Portugal. But let me just say this: you know, I mean, she's 91. You know, I don't know what to say. Look, but. Unfortunate that she died, but you know, again at 91 she was going to die of something.
Unfortunate. And to our very last story for this morning on Dawn on NBC. Thank you for hanging in there with us thus far. A sperm donor who is actually a dad to about 54 children has actually decided to take another leap and launched his own app. So Declan Rooney, who you're seeing on the screen, is a one-man baby-making machine who is an astonishing crusade to help women struggling to have children. Now, this year alone, Declan has notched up to about 31 births after setting up an online sperm donation website last year. And now he has a smartphone app offering his services as a private donor and a free alternative to clinics. Who wouldn't like to have that secrecy? Like, you know what, I don't want to go to a doctor to ask about this. And he has 15 more buns in the oven. He has no intention of stopping, despite causing uproar among family campaigners and all of that. He really doesn't care. He says he's doing the country and women a very huge service, a huge favor. He doesn't call. He said he has not received any money as a donor. He has not done anything. He just wants to help.
Look, the only thing that is bad about this is that with this many children, I hope they don't find themselves marrying themselves, because at the end of the day, not knowing they're all from the same person. I mean, he says he hasn't collected any money and all that. He must. I mean, look.
He must be joking.
Look, he might not be joking, but is this a good deed? I don't know. I'm not going to judge that, but it's really a serious story, really.
All right.
I mean, and then creating an app for what? for people to find him out, and
if you need sperm, just come get me.
Anyways,
Houston, that's going to be about it for us this morning on Dawn on NBC. Thank you so much to all of you watching us right now. We would like for you to join us next week as well. Please feel free to like our Facebook page and tweet at us at MBC TV Houston on ways that we can serve you better. You can watch our past episodes on YouTube as well. Dawn on NBC. Please always remember to stay positive, stay safe, and stay happy. My name still remains Oluwani Shola. Prof will say his goodbyes now and sing us a song.
No singing. I mean, let's not get into trouble, because they might just have to close us up here now. But anyway, look, let's have a good weekend, and then look, as we look forward to the Christmas holidays, I mean, which, for students, that's next weekend. By this time next weekend, most schools will be on vacation. My son's already on vacation from college.
All right.
So let's have a great week coming up, but, first things first, let's have a really lovely Saturday night.
All right, stay happy. Adios.
Bye-bye.